Welcome back to the channel. My name is Tronage, and today we're going to be talking about the Taranis X9D Plus. Stay tuned. Boom. All right, so I know what a lot of you are thinking. You're thinking, Tronage, you're the Mr. Spectrum guy. Yeah, I know. I am, and I'm not switching technically over to Taranis per se. I'm still going to be using my Spectrum radio, but a lot of you guys have been asking questions that are regarding FrSky, however you say it. I'm just going to say FrSky from now on. I think that's the correct way, but whatever. And what better way to be able to help the community and help you guys out when you're asking questions than to own one myself, so I can be more familiar with the controller itself and how it works. Now, I was not anticipating vlogging today under any circumstance. However, this showed up, and with any unboxing, like I always say, you see it first when I see it first. I don't unbox it and then rebox it and then film it. And I want to tear into this thing and play with this and look at this. So before I can do that, I gotta do this for you guys so you can see my genuine reactions as I open it and as I explore it. Now with that said, I'll hold this up for you. And if you zoom in, now who am I talking to? There's no camera guy, it's just me. I'm just gonna do that in post. So as you can see, this box, it does say X9DP for Plus and Mr. Steele Special Edition. I'm not like a fanboy or anything.
When you get into something new, you're obviously, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to get inspired by someone to get into a new industry. You're going to say, hey, you know, this is something I really want to do because that looks really cool. I'm psyched on it. You know, I am inspired by someone, or I look up to someone that does something that I would like to try to do.
I would like to talk to you guys real quickly about my Mr. Steele Edition Taranis.
I'd like to talk to you guys real quick about my Mr. Steele Edition Taranis. Am I? What we're gonna do, I haven't opened this yet, so I'm gonna pull you in close, tip the camera down. We're gonna open this because I am dying to check this out. All right, so here we go. The X9D Plus, the Mr. Steele Edition. Amazingly, I was able to find one in stock. Pick this up. So, let's open her up. Okay, so inside the cardboard box, we have the case. So I will pull that out, move the box to the side. Okay, that is a very high quality case. Little, not embossing the other way when it pops out of the logo. Feels very durable, very rugged. Little dirt on it. Little feet. It's a pretty cool case. That's right, I'm spending time on the case instead of getting into this. So let's unzip this bad boy and see what is inside. I am so excited. I cannot contain myself. Okay, now that it's unzipped, I will turn it to you and I'll actually give you guys the first look into the case while I'm gonna be looking at the lid because I'm on this side. But I'll give you the absolute first look and then I'll peek over afterwards. Here it comes. You ready? Here it is. Oh, that looks beautiful. Okay, yeah, I got like goosebumps and chills running all over the place on me. All right, so we're gonna start with the uninteresting stuff first. So in this lid, turn it around here so you can see, in this lid, there's some stuff here. So let's see what this stuff is. Paperwork and stickers and whatnot. Okay, so we have a little baggie. It's basically stickers of some sort. Let's see what these are. Okay, so these are the grippy pads that are for the sides where your hand goes. Oh, and they're grippy, but not very grippy. They're actually kind of cool. They feel like, not rough like a sandpaper, but they feel like, if you can imagine, like melted strings of rubber that are all pressed into a flat plate. So it gives you like kind of like a mat that you'd wipe your feet on almost. But they're pretty cool. And then this is, oh, so these are all the stickers for like the switches and stuff, and there's a little logo sticker. So basically, oh, that's pretty cool, that one. Yeah, I see a lot of people putting that on the radio. It's like a silver shiny one. So basically these are just all the stickers that are not on the radio. So that's what that is. Okay. Then we have some stickers. And thank you. Thanks. Thank you for choosing our products. All right. Well, you're welcome. Then we have a quick start guide. Be looking at that later. We have a packing list, a service record, warranty registration, all that fun stuff. And then I guess this is the not quick start guide. This is just like the full-blown instruction manual. So that's what's in the top here. Okay, let's put that back in there for now so we don't lose anything. All right, now to this goodness. So what do we got here? Well, we have a lanyard. Seems pretty cool. I don't think it's going to be replacing my newbie drone one. Oh, but this is cool. They give you a balancer. So that's a very handy thing to be included, like that. But the lanyard, I'm probably still going to stick with my newbie drone because it has the clip in the middle and this one does not. Put that to the side. We have, I'll go with this bag next, charger of some sort. So I guess this is to charge the radio. I'll put that to the side. And this is the stand. Whoa, dropping screws. Okay, so it wasn't sealed perfectly. So the screws fell out. How do these go in here? Don't want to lose any screws. But that's basically a little kickstand for the radio. And also my radio was kind of put in here a little funky. They don't have the antenna in the actual foam cutout. It looks like it's sort of like halvesy on there. So the foam is kind of cut out weird. Like either they miscut it or I don't know. Something's with this foam. I'm just gonna take the radio out for a moment. So yeah, I think they missed with the foam cut because it looks like there's supposed to be a cut here for the antenna and there's not. So I think somewhere that went awry, but that is fine by me. Okay, now I'll move the case out of the way because I'm most concerned about the radio. So here's the radio. And overall first impressions here are pretty impressive. The color, all the videos I've seen on it doesn't give the color justice. The color is pretty cool, more little dirts on it. This color is, it looks gray, but it looks blue at the same time, and it's really hard to describe. But under these lighting, it looks kind of like a gray blue, but from what I hear, it changes color, but it's a really slick color. We have gimbal protectors on top here. We can take those off. And then we can feel, ooh, okay. So we have a notch on our throttle here, which I'm not pleased with, which means I'm going to have to open this up. And hopefully this is just like the Spectrum radios, where it just has like a little screw you loosen and it takes the tension off the little notcher, because I don't like that. You basically have like as you go up and down on the throttle. But these feel really, really nice. They're kind of a little stiff too, which is, I don't know if I like or I dislike, but it's very responsive. Switches, Oh wow, these switches feel really, really nice. Like they're snappy, but not very snappy, if that can make any sense. Like the Spectrum is like chunk, but these feel like very authoritative, but gentle at the same time. And these little rubber covers are like pretty cool, pretty grippy. All right, the little dialy things on the side here, they're kind of cool. And dialy things up here, these feel very smooth. Very, very smooth. And remember, coming from a Spectrum background, there's a lot more switches and stuff here that I have than I have on my Spectrum, because I only have the DX6, and that's only 6 channels. So this has a lot more goodies on it, so that's what I'm really excited about. Let's see the trims. Trims feel pretty standard with the clicky feel to them. And then we have the mustache trademark and menu buttons. The thing that's I think gonna take some time to get used to is the DX6 has a little jog wheel thing to roll through. This has just clicky buttons, so it's gonna be setting this up. I'm sure is gonna be a little bit awkward for me at first. Feels really good. If I was a thumb pilot, it's very comfortable. Being a pincher though, that's how I fly, is pinch. Okay, it's a little bit of a reach for this part if I'm doing handheld, but normally it's mounted on my lanyard, so I'd be holding it like this. So it's a little bit different travel than I'm used to. So it'll take a little getting used to flying this. And it may also be because I think my sticks are all the way down. They look very stubby. So I'm gonna see if I can raise these up, because that'll give me some more, well, no, because then going out will be even further. I don't know, I'll have to play around with it and see. But essentially, that's what I wanted you guys to see. I'll turn it around for you again. That's right, Tronage currently now, in addition to the Spectrum radio, I also now have the Taranis X9D Plus, Mr. Steele Special Edition. And so far, so good. Oh, and I think the antenna also comes off. Let's just make sure. Oh, there it goes. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, so it's already got that mod already ready to go, because I'm not going to be using this antenna. I'll be using a big, nice antenna. All right, I don't know where else to go with this, because I want to play with it, and I want to charge it first. So, but now you've seen the unboxing. Stay tuned for more. All right, so I'm coming back now with a little bit of an update. I've had a chance to use the radio for a little while, a couple of days, play with it, program it, and such. And I want to give you my initial impressions after playing with it for just a couple days. Now, remind you, I am coming from a background of Spectrum DX6 radio, and that's what I've always used is Spectrum radios, and this is what I've been using. So switching to the Taranis X9D Plus, Mr. Steele Edition, was a little bit of an undertaking. And, you know, to be quite frank, I mean, again, perhaps it's just what you're used to seems easy and something new will seem hard, and that could be completely the case. However, I will say that the user interface on both of these radios, I felt like the Spectrum radio has a little bit slicker of an interface. It's one jog wheel that you slide up and down and click. So you can accomplish every task by just picking off a menu, click. You drill into the next menu, pick. Click into the next menu, click. So it's a very simple, easy to follow interface. Now, so I think that works good for a beginner. The Taranis, not so much. You have 6 buttons that you're working with. Some are menus, some are enter, some are escape, some are up and down. So you have all these different buttons, and it can get confusing which button you should press when, and sometimes you have to single press it, sometimes you have to press and hold, and it's not very intuitive. You really need to learn what you're doing, and I'm still struggling figuring out how to get to certain menus, because certain menus only work when you're on certain screens, and then you have to click and hold this other button, and it's, you know. So, and I thought I knew what was going on. I kind of got a little overwhelmed with the Taranis. Now, what I do like about the Taranis is that you can do all of the setup and everything offline, because it's running OpenTX. You have the OpenTX companion on your computer. You can go in there, do all your settings, do all your changes, and then upload it to the radio. So you're not sitting there clicking buttons. You can just set all your settings and then upload it, which is great to be able to do that, and much easier than on the Spectrum radio. But again, it's another step of figuring out how to get it hooked up and installing a piece of software. So that may not be for everyone. While with the Spectrum, it's sort of like you can just create a new model, pick it as being a quad, bind it to whatever you're binding, and you're done. That's it. There's like 3 button presses almost. While the Taranis, it was a little bit more complicated to go through and create a model and set it up and assign your switches. It's like everything kind of, it gives you a lot of leeway, but it doesn't do anything automatically. So you have to do it on your own. Once you have the initial model set up, then it's real easy because you can just copy to the next model, change the name, and now you have all your switches are already set up. Everything's already set up. So in that instance, it's kind of cool because you can do that all on the computer. It's almost like an iPhone and an Android device, let's say, where if someone is an iPhone user and you hand them an Android, they're gonna be like, this is crap. And then you'll have someone who's an Android user and you hand them an iPhone, like, this is crap. Because you don't understand how to use it, you don't understand the interface, and it's different, but yet they still perform the same tasks. They're both smartphones, they both play apps, they both have cameras, they both do the same task. And that's sort of what we have here. 2 different styles, 2 different interfaces, and 2 different styles of accomplishing the same task. So it's really just how deep you want to dig. If you just want to jump in, fly, and not really care about the intricacies of everything, then a Spectrum radio is probably perfect for you. If you do want to dig in deep and have the ability to tweak every little this and that, then a Taranis is probably best for you. Now, for me, one thing you may notice is on my Taranis, I have the diamond antenna. The diamond antenna clearly is for a Crossfire module that I have plugged into the back of this. That's one advantage that you can't do with the DX6. You cannot put Crossfire on a DX6. Spectrum, as you saw on my video, I'll put the link up here when I went to the AMA Expo East and I spoke to the people at Spectrum, you are able to do Crossfire protocol with a modification on a DX9, and their newest edition radio, you can actually, it natively supports Crossfire. Also has a beautiful touchscreen on it and everything, and it's a great radio, except it's just very expensive, and I'm not in the market right now to buy another radio. That, if you want Crossfire and you want to stick with Spectrum and you have $500-600, then that probably is the best radio because it does everything. It is an Android device, literally, and lets you do whatever you want to do, and it has Crossfire, and it has a touchscreen, and it has everything. So something to think about. But between these 2 radios, if you want Crossfire, there's no module bay back here. You can't plug anything into a Spectrum radio at all. So if you want to have Crossfire, then you're going to need to get something with a module bay. Now, it doesn't have to be this particular radio, you just need one that has the JR module bay, but I figured if I'm going to go in, I'm going to go all in. And using Crossfire, I'm having a good time doing it. I'm having a good experience. I haven't had any problems. I haven't had any fail-safes, and I'm enjoying flying different crafts using the protocol. Between these 2 radios, it really depends on who you are and what you want to try to do, but I am saying I am liking the Taranis. It's uncomfortable moving from a Spectrum environment to a Taranis environment, but I am liking it and I see myself using it more and more. But as I get more stick time on it and I have more experience with it where I feel like I can actually, add something to the conversation instead of being just regurgitating stuff I know, then I'll probably do another video. But for now, I'm liking it. It works great. And I just wanted to give you my thoughts on it. So, my name is Tronage, fly strong. I hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, you really should subscribe. I'm always posting new content. If you'd like to help support the channel and get access to giveaways, raffles, and other exclusive benefits, consider joining the Tronage family on the Patreon page. Here's some videos that you might be interested in. This is the latest one that I posted, and this one I think you might just like. Go check them out.